All right, everybody, it's shouting time. I am excited about this portion of the lesson. I come from a church, especially musically, that a lot of you all may know, used to be called Cooper Temple, now known as Upper Room Ministries. And we just had a certain way that we shouted, and it ranged from churchy to an emotional minor shout all the way to something super dark in texture, but the beat was still moving. So it's my perception on shout music has been shaped by being in that church. So there's a mix of traditional and non-traditional concepts that we're gonna go over today. And so let's start with just the first portion of it is always gonna be the drive, always the drive, right? So of course, as we're ramping up, we start on the 1, and then we'll walk up, we'll do our walk up from the 3, 4, to the sharp 4, to the 5, to the 6, then to the sharp 6 or flat 7, and then the 7 to the 1. So my chords for that is just gonna be all dominant chords. So this is gonna be my 3 chord, it's gonna be my 4 chord, and these 4 are gonna be the same. This is gonna be my sharp 4 chord, flat 5 chord, and then here's going to be my 5 chord. And then for my 6 chord, I'm going to change my voicing up a little bit. And this is my 6 chord. And here's my flat 7 chord. Then here's my 7 chord. And then here's home, 1. So all together. And that's how we're gonna get into our shout. Now, getting into the drive portion, there's so many different ways to drive. This is just the way that I like to drive in C sharp, or a way that came to me today. And so there's a concept of which chords that you use. How and when you use them is really totally up to you. I'll show you what I do, or what I'm doing today. But it's a mix of 2 chords. Of course, the 1 dominant chord and the 1 sus chord. It's a mix of those 2 chords. And then so also what's happening to melodically is there's some right hand stuff going on, and it's more blues based. Church music, black music in general, is kind of hard to really describe because we use all the notes. We don't just use one specific scale. And so there is a sound, a blues sound, that I'm gonna try my best to express to you guys. And so, as you can see, some right hand action going on here. I'm using this kind of 3-part harmony shape. And it's really going between like C sharp minor to E flat minor to C sharp minor again to E flat minor. So that's kind of generally the idea of going between those. But I'm also using this E major sound, and I'm using this G to kind of make it sing, the bottom note in that sing. So you get that sound. And you can kind of take that up the keyboard, you know, as you wish. Also, another sound too that I'm using is not only there, but it's also here. And that's the thing about playing church shouts, anything super churchy, is the use of both the major third and minor third. It's very, very prevalent because it's a blues. It's not so much about the notes, it's more so about the feeling. So these make things feel better. So, and little inflections like that. So I would play a pattern. I'll try to play in slow motion really quick. So the key is trying to keep my left hand steady too. So the rhythm in my left hand is 1, 2, da da da, 2, 1, da da, 2, 2, or 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. That's the vibe of what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then I'm going in between. And I'm using my left hand to kind of land into. So let's take that pattern really slow. And a good way to practice that, to keep your left hand consistent, is to just throw on a metronome and do it painfully slow, and then speed it up after you have mastered it at the slower tempo, and just keep doing that until you get up to speed. And as you get faster, you'll start to incorporate your own rhythms, and then you can stretch out, you know. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff like that, go a little higher, and so on and so forth.